Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Kids did a survey on the old Instagram the other day about who your favorite guest was. One of them that popped up was Mr. Ossifer Daniels. How are you, Mr. Ossifer?
What's up, boys? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back.
What's up, dude? It's been a while.
I know. Was it like 2017 or something that I showed up?
It's too long is what it is. It's too
way
long.
too long.
But you're always mentioned. Mike the Cop is always mentioned. We got a lot of first responders that listen to the show. Where are you and what are you doing right now?
So I'm in Colorado, and I'm just kind of, I don't know if you guys have kept up with me, but my mom is very ill. So I actually been caring for my mom, helping my dad care for my mom. That's been the main thing that I've been doing the last year and a half. So
I'm sorry to hear that. We knew you were there. Didn't want to pry too much into it. But is everything okay?
Oh yeah, she's doing okay. She starts dialysis next month, and we're hoping that's the key to making her feel better. So
okay,
got a failing kidney, unfortunately, a transplanted kidney. So
shit, man. I'm sorry to hear that. What's the 21 pineapples on your shirt, by the way?
He's a swinger and pineapples.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, kind of a funny story about that. So, my sister has Down syndrome. One of my older sisters has Down syndrome. So I've always been somebody that wants to advocate for special needs, especially the Down syndrome community. And I ran into this kid named Nate Simon on TikTok, and he happens to have Down syndrome, and he's the funniest kid in the world. And I just fell in love with him and his family, and ended up linking up with them and becoming great friends. And there's a lot of chemistry between Nate and I, and played jokes. And his mom said, we really got to do something. Can we start our own podcast? I'm like, man, I don't know if a podcast is the right thing for us to do. And Nate loves to wear Hawaiian shirts. I said, let's start our own Hawaiian shirt company. So this is 21 Pineapples, and we're a Hawaiian shirt company, and Nate is my boss.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Are you still a police officer?
Hell no, dog.
Nah, he's high right now. It's 420, bitch.
Happy 420. You high right now?
Happy 420. I am not.
He's in Colorado. He's probably on mushrooms right now.
Yeah, you guys get the best shit in Colorado. We got nothing here in Texas. We still got to go through drug dealers and shit like that.
Yeah. Struggle's real, bro.
It is. Speaking of which, D'Anthony, right before the show started, you said New Jersey police officers are allowed to smoke weed off duty now?
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, it's good, right? I can't imagine it would have a worse effect on people than just being fucking drunk as shit all the time, right?
Yeah.
It can't possibly be worse than that. It's definitely not worse on your body. But I did, somebody posted, who was it, Mike that posted about that?
I did.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I commented on his post about it, actually, and it was something to the effect of, you still have responsibilities, reaction time matters, memory matters, so because THC is fat soluble, it will lodge itself in the neural channels in your brain, so you got to do something to dislodge it. Ginkgo works really well. There's a number of supplements that work really well. Even smoking DMT, which probably isn't legal anywhere on Earth, but that still can help. If you're going to be somebody that carries a gun for a living, you need to make sure that you are 100% on point all the time. It's not just about knowing the law or being physically fit. You have to be mentally fit as well. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do that stuff, just make sure you take care of yourself. That's it.
What's your opinion on it?
I'm 100% for it, man. I partake in a little bit of it now that I don't work. So
Nice. And you go into the harder stuff at all, or is it just weed for you?
No, just to help me sleep. That's the best thing that's ever happened to me for sleep. I was really struggling with staying up till like 4 a.m. and having to get up at 6. And so tried a bunch of other stuff, and, even ashwagandha worked pretty well for me, but nothing gets me to sleep and lets me sleep like a little MJ does. So
Yeah, I hear you.
That is my first time being public about it too.
Is it really?
You came out of the closet on Drinkin' Bros.
Wow, you came out of the closet on Drinkin' Bros.
Let's smoke weed out of a fucking pineapple, bro.
We should. We should. We were just talking about before we went on. I've got to coach kids soccer tonight, so
yeah, but soccer
I'd be
players
no good.
are all fucking
no good.
potheads.
Not at 7. Not at 7 and 8 years old.
Maybe
so.
in your bullshit
You
league.
don't know that.
All the 7-year-olds I coach are high all the time.
Yeah, is it a lot?
Well, I mean, it's because I drive them over in the van and it's just covered. In
Yeah,
smoke
you just
the whole
drop
time.
them off.
Yeah, I don't actually play or coach.
No,
I just
no.
get high in the van outside. It's kind of like a way worse version of the Bad News Bears. Instead of like fucking taking a couple of Rattlers and drinking a beer on the way over, like Walter Matthau, I'm like smoking DMT in the van.
Yeah, with
You know
the kids, it smells like burnt rubber in the car.
That's their problem.
Yeah, I understand.
After a while, I stopped smelling it. So
Do you have one of them grab the wheel as you light up?
no.
Usually Jesus takes the wheel.
I keep one hand on the wheel all the time. It's a vape pen, so I don't need to. Yeah, I'm not smoking out of a fucking glass dick or anything.
I can't wait to be done with this driving bullshit altogether. I don't want to drive anymore. I'm all done with it. But we're there.
You could hire someone.
No, it's not that. The cars are there to drive it, you know? I've ordered the fucking car. I'm just waiting for it to come because I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. But I got a question for you. Since all these EV vehicles are coming out, most of them are self-driving, all that other shit, how much does a police department depend on tickets? Speeding tickets from cars and all that other shit, broken taillights, everything else?
I think it depends on where you are. If you're in a little small town, they probably depend on it a lot more than what a large department would. So it's really hit or miss.
And is it always at the end of the month? I just got pulled up. Me and my wife got pulled over on the same day by the same cop about 2 hours apart. For whatever reason, he didn't know that we were married, I guess. But
Well, why would he know?
same last name, both North Carolina driver's license. One would have thought.
Do you
Same
get
insurance.
If you both get tickets on the same day, do you get like a group discount?
That's
How
what
does
I
that work?
asked. I was like, hey, let's do it. Because I'd gotten a text from Jessie, and she was
Yeah.
like, I got pulled over. I was like, goatee? Gray hair? Yeah, same guy. Didn't give either one of us tickets, but it was at the end of the month.
You should go pull him over.
Exactly.
I've been pulling over a lot of cops lately.
Yeah. Just riding around.
Yeah, I just hang out the window and make the noise, and they usually stop to check on me.
Sure.
But then I'm like, I'm conducting a citizen's arrest.
How high did you get with Giorgio before this show?
Oh, I was high when I got here today.
Look, there's nothing wrong with planning a citizen's arrest.
I walked in for 420. Do you have that bud? Can you bring it and put it on camera? I haven't seen something this fat or this purple in a long, long time. I mean, that's some LA shit.
There's a
that we're
dead
getting
body
into.
joke in there somewhere.
Has to be.
But
Has to be.
yeah.
A lot of people are smoking weed here, Mr. Daniel, so forgive us. But
love
it is 420, and we do let people smoke in the office.
Well,
or
yeah,
on camera.
We're pretty close to federal legislation at this point.
Wow, there
Oh,
it is. Yeah, hold that into, look at that thing. Jesus Christ. How big is that? That's like a fucking huge diamond.
That's not even that big.
That?
Yeah, that's like maybe a fucking 16th.
Yeah, it's
of an
not. It's
ounce,
not.
something
No,
like
I mean
that.
it's probably 2.5 grams of weed of a top nug of a plant.
Now,
Yeah, that's
I've
huge.
already ripped some off of it and ground it up and smoked it this morning.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
You still smoke flower.
I might do it again right now.
Go ahead, fire away.
Yeah, I have a question for Officer Daniels. Though.
Go ahead.
you don't understand how fractions work, do you?
No,
Like once, God damn it.
not at all. I mean, I barely graduated elementary school. No, but Officer Daniels, did you see the video recently that went viral of the EV being pulled over by the police officer in San Francisco?
Yes, I did.
What's your take on that as an ex-police officer and like the funds required or just what to do in that situation?
Man, you know what? It'll be 6 years in October that I bounced. So I never even had to think about that. So not till that video came up did I ever even think about a car being stopped that doesn't have a driver. So I was actually at a comedy show not too long ago, last weekend, and a guy who writes a lot of jokes for these comedians that I know brought up this skit where a car gets pulled over with nobody in it. And there's some funny dialogue going back and forth where you're going to play hard to get. You're going to invoke your amendment and not talk to me.
Yeah.
But there's literally nobody there. So there's definitely a video there but man, I don't.
Do you think it's a
You
big
would
waste of
thi-
the officer's time, or should the company be ticketed in some way?
No,
that's controlling the
here's
car?
here's what
I mean,
needs to happen. We need to get autonomous fucking police cruisers now. So it's a robot pulling over another robot, and we just stay out of it.
Yeah,
Let the
100%.
robots handle that shit.
we're getting close. I have a feeling we're getting close.
What do you know what that car was pulled over for? I don't.
Headlights out.
Headlights
Oh,
out.
the headlights.
Yeah.
Man, I do think somebody needs to be held liable, I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, anybody else, if you crashed into a car without headlights, somebody'd be in trouble, right?
For sure.
But if there's
Yeah.
no driver, who's responsible? It's a great question.
You got to think that the car manufacturer has an indemnity clause that prohibits them from being sued for your user error, right? Like they'll say it was a maintenance issue. You should have done something about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Unless you have it set to auto and it wasn't working properly, right? Then is it a fucking malfunction? This is a problem.
Right. And how do you fix the problem on a traffic stop if you can't talk to anybody and tell them to turn on the lights? I don't know.
Yeah, but again, with the way it's all headed, like I understand that question, Giorgio. Before we were on air, we were talking about Super Pumped, which is that Uber show. And part of it, it was kind of the story of Uber, the rise and then the downfall of their CEO. One of the things that they were working on in there was driverless vehicles. Because he was like, dude, I'm tired of paying drivers. I'm tired of, there was a stretch for a while where there was some drivers that were murdering passengers, sexually harassing them, sexually assaulting them, things like that. And then they had cleaned that up. But the CEO's solution was, fuck it, let's just make autonomous vehicles that can just pick people up and then drop them off wherever they need to be dropped off. And then we can eliminate the driver and all the rest of that bullshit altogether and just get people to where they need to go.
But even if we do that, like the Jetsons, our fantasies of all these things, we still program a personality into the robot. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that? That's why the AI component is always, it's not just about doing quick calculations and doing things more efficiently. It's because human beings are uncomfortable giving orders or commands or asking questions of something that doesn't have some kind of persona about it. That's a problem for us. There's a lot of research. If you watch Lex Friedman's show, some of the rabbit holes he goes down about AI, there's like a psychological component for human beings.
Sort of. I mean, have you been on it? I did it in Vegas. I did it in Vegas.
There's a reason why Alexa has a unique voice, why Siri has a unique voice. There's a reason for that shit. It's because we can't fucking deal with, like, if it was Stephen Hawking robot voice coming out, nobody would buy it.
But apparently people love it. Like all those fucking memes and videos with the goddamn robot voice in it. Dave says this is why his supper cost $48 today. And then it's some video about whatever the fuck it is. Nothing dry. As soon as I hear that voice, I flip the video. Like I don't even watch the goddamn thing. Yeah. I don't know why that became a trend, but people seem to love the goddamn robot voice.
It's niche internet. It's like it's a throwback to when like shit posting or wearing baggy clothes instead of sexy clothes for women in a way, I think.
But now that they do it so fucking much and so frequently these days, I'm like, oh my God, dude.
That's the internet. Everything gets driven into the ground within 12 minutes.
Hopefully that has 12 minutes left because I'm tired of hearing that goddamn robot voice. And even Siri, like I'm one of those people who turns off Siri on my fucking phone just because I don't like her voice and I don't like the generic answers and shit like that.
I'm also not going to let a woman tell me what to do.
Yes. They shouldn't be voting or driving.
Yeah.
Okay?
You guys know you can change that, right? You can make Siri a man.
Yeah, you could. That's weird too.
Then it's like I'm talking to a dude in private all the time. That's kind of gay. I don't want to do that either.
And if you're looking for porn and then asking a dude to find it,
Yeah.
Find me stepmom.
I'd respect his selection more.
But what's the
I'd
dude's...
be more willing to click on a link from a dude Siri than I would from a female Siri.
What's the dude's name? Is it still Siri?
There's like 8 different options now. Mine's a guy from Nigeria, I think. I don't know. I have it switched.
Does he, right?
Funny.
Does he keep trying to trick you into giving him $100?
He keeps telling me he emailed me, but I'm not getting his emails. I don't know.
It went to spam.
I want a stereotypical black voice. Like I want a hard black voice to really come in for all my shit. Turn left, motherfucker.
What if it was...
that's what I want in my life.
I would like Denzel in Training Day.
Okay.
Still polished, but
Sure.
super aggressive.
Yeah.
Like he's insulting you in most of his comments. I would feel a lot more comfortable with that because at least I know that dude's being honest.
That'd be a good one.
I understand that I'm a piece of shit. So when people try to tell him, oh, you're doing such a great job, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
I know I fucked it up.
I don't want somebody soothing though. Like I don't want like Morgan Freeman or somebody like that.
No,
I don't want something too soothing because I still like to have that little bit of rage.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't want to be like,
on edge.
you know what? I will take that left turn.
Exactly.
Thanks, Morgan. Like, no, like, fuck. That's
Go
fuck.
ahead and take a left.
The appropriate response to everything that happens in your car is fuck.
Yeah.
And Brittany just won't understand that.
No, she never will. But you're pissed off though from the second you wake up until the second you go to bed. There's never a moment of happiness in between.
Oh, I'm happy all the time.
That's not what she says.
I'm just also angry all the time. You lesser mortals can only handle one emotion at a time, but I assure you it's possible.
You've been out for 6 years now at this point. Do you miss it?
I did for about the first year. I dreamt about it like every night. And at this point, you can't pay me $5 million to go back.
Why is that? Just because of everything you're reading and like everything you're seeing, or was it the riots? What was it?
Yeah, the politics and just, I kind of, I paved a new path for myself and I'm happy where I'm at. And I just can't see myself going back. And, I'm just happy. So
What
I
if
want to stay happy.
So we have machinations on buying a lot of property here in Texas and then like unincorporated property and then starting our own city. Would you come be a cop in our city?
100%.
So what we're going to do is we're all going to take turns being the sheriff, and then the rest of us are all deputies, and we're all going to dress like Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911.
Yeah, I'm down.
it.
I'm
I
down.
love it.
We'll get some thigh huggers in here.
Thigh huggers and fucking cowboy boots with tassels on them.
Yeah.
As long as there's no social media policy, sign me up.
Oh, the social media policy is going to be super fucked up.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm sure you'll get thrown off within the first 2 weeks of being on the job. What I didn't know was that Disney had their own way of policing and their own fucking government.
It's like
inside Disney World.
It's like the Vatican there. Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah,
I caught
they've
that story this morning and I was like, what the fuck?
It's like an independent school district. Like Austin ISD has their own
Yeah,
police force,
yeah.
or the Vatican. They have their own internal police force that are like sworn officers. It's fucking weird as shit.
So the governor of Florida, DeSantis, is saying he wants that to fucking end, that they shouldn't have their own governing body. How big is Disney World? And like, what would that require?
I have no idea.
That's fucking insane to me. Did you know that, Officer Daniels?
I didn't know that. I thought there was just a security team. And then, because I know a couple of the Orlando guys who do a lot of off duty at the gates and stuff, the Orlando PD. So, but I don't ever see them inside the park. So,
Oh, shit. Dude, speaking of which, there's a breaking news here. Florida Senate passes bill to eliminate Disney's special tax district. So the Republican-led House expected to approve the measure as they take aim at the company's opposition to gender and sexuality legislation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the correlation between all those things is. Like
Disney's down 5% today.
I agree that Disney,
Stock-wise.
in the way that it's going towards, with the way it's clearly grooming children and the way that it's chugging Chinese cock as fast as it can get it in its mouth. I understand you wanting to do something to stop that and not let them benefit off of your area. I get it. But what does any of that have to do with the tax part makes sense. The one they passed today makes sense. But the policing thing, I don't get it. Like, is there something that's happening inside of Disney that leads us to believe that they're not being policed appropriately, right? Because there have been four Disney employees were just arrested 2 months ago for child sex trafficking and shit. So it's like they still got arrested, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is breaking news right now, so I'm kind of looking it up. But obviously, if the stock is down, they're pretty worried. 5%'s a lot for Disney. I mean, it's not crashing like Netflix today.
Well, Disney saw record highs like a year ago, and they've been kind of slowly cascading down since then. So I think they're still, year over year, I think they're still green. But yeah, 5%'s a lot.
Yeah.
And it's all because people are pissed off at what they're doing. And when you're trying to, Netflix just got hit pretty hard.
They got fucking rocked.
And that's the only real competition for Disney Plus, in my opinion, is Netflix.
yeah.
Because they're the only ones doing original programming that anybody actually likes. Nobody gives a fuck about the original programming on Amazon.
A bunch of people, by the way, ended up with your theory from yesterday's show of the programming. And
Yeah.
I was unaware of that Pregnant Man documentary, too.
Elon Musk posted it like fucking 10 hours after we did that show.
Did he really?
The same general idea. It's like people are tired of this woke bullshit.
Yeah, no. So DeSantis announced he'll convene a special legislative session. All special districts that were enacted in Florida prior to 1968, they're going to take away their quasi-governmental agency.
It's really weird.
Huh. Yeah, they're going against this "Don't Say Gay" law is what they're really saying for the long run, and it's like, yeah, man, I don't want to see that shit at all. I was watching the NBA playoffs last night. I watched a full children's commercial, and at the end of it, it was like make trans kids or let them play or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
Nobody's stopping them from playing. They're stopping their parents from injecting them with weird shit and cutting their dicks off.
Yeah. And the kids in this video looked to be about my kids' age, and I was like, he has no fucking idea with any of that shit.
We made a movie about this. It's called Big Daddy, right? Adam Sandler, through no fault of his own, becomes a father, lets the kid dress and name itself, and it chooses the name fucking like Chewbacca or some shit.
Right.
And he becomes the smelly kid at school. Now, in modern times, the kid dresses like the other gender and becomes the cat, the person at school that identifies as a cat and starts hissing at people. Right?
Yeah.
That's where we are now. It was dumb then. It's fucking even dumber now.
Yeah.
We're just getting dumber, man.
But the more and more you keep forcing this shit inside children's minds, the more and more likely they are to ask for something like this, and they just don't have the mental capability to make these decisions at that age. That's why I personally fucking hate it. Do you have kids?
I do not, but I have a niece and nephew, 4 and 8. So,
But could you imagine them saying, hey, sitting down and having a convo with you and be like, man, real tired of this penis, uncle?
no. Nope. Not at all.
It's fucking insane, right?
Yeah.
So watching that last night, because then Adidas had another fucking trans commercial too about trans athletes, and I was like, fuck off. Did you get that call yesterday from Ari about that guest we might have on Tuesday?
No.
Yeah. One of the swimmers against Leah Thomas wants to come and share her story. Yeah. And we said, yeah, we'd love to have you. She's having problems getting on air. I was like, not here. You can come on down. We can chat about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're having that much problems at a college level, imagine with fucking kids. And watching all this shit, I'm like, what percentage of the population is this?
Right.
I mean, I would actually, I'd love to know what the real numbers are. I don't think nobody will ever share those with us. Because God forbid if that actually got out, you'd be like, wait a minute, is this 6,000 people? That's it? Out of fucking 330 in this country? There's 6,000 people? I don't know what that is. Is there any way to look that up, Bob?
There have been a few studies that Bob will pull up in a second that have numbers on that. I don't want to just quote them without.
Yeah, I'd be curious as to what those numbers actually are and why I need to see this during the fucking NBA playoffs when it's the late game. Kids aren't up this fucking late anyways. At least they shouldn't be. You know? I'm watching that fucking Golden State game last night.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a Golden State game last night.
Who was the late game last night? Fuck.
The
Suns. It was Phoenix.
Yeah.
They lost. They lost to the Pelicans. That's right. Yeah. So fucking A, man. If this is what we're doing and it's getting this mainstream to where it's in the NBA playoffs, every other fucking commercial.
That doesn't make it mainstream, though. Like the institutions, the powerful institutions in America, academia, the government, and corporate America are all captured by this woke nonsense. But it's still a very small minority of people who agree with anything they're saying. It's very bizarre how it's all going over.
Sort of. But why isn't anybody speaking up about it except for like this DeSantis thing?
But because for companies like Disney or any of these other companies that have been called out for being anti-woke or doing like not being anti-racist at some point, your livelihood very frequently depends on you conforming with some small thing in the workplace.
It's unfortunate side.
It's called manufacturer consent is what it's called.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just they don't want the smoke.
Yeah, they don't want to lose their job or be ostracized in their communities. That's what it is. So people just, and it's that whole theory. It's just until it's just too late to do anything about it.
Yeah.
1.4 million adults identify as transgender according to one study. Another study, and I think this probably ends up being about the same percentage-wise. It's 0.3% of adults in the U.S.
0.3%. And we're going to fucking cater to 0.3%? I mean, that's fucking nuts to me. Absolutely fucking insane to me. We're gonna cater to 0.3%. And look, I don't have any problem with trans people whatsoever. But when you're trying to force it on kids who have no fucking idea anything about the world, that's when shit gets wild to me. And this DeSantis shit, like this is what he's trying to obviously stop because most of the Disney characters want to incorporate trans characters and gay characters into Disney World, and it's all children that are going there.
Yeah, I mean, it's you should see how they're drawing Goofy's dick now.
How goofy is it?
It's big. He's got a hog on him, right?
I mean, why not just slap a dick on Snow White then? You know, we could have the whole goddamn play outside where the dwarves wake her up, and then the fucking dick shoots up.
You can't even do Snow White anymore. That's over.
That's right. We can't say white.
No. Snow White because of the doors and because the dude kissed her while she was sleeping.
Oh, that's right.
The dude that saved her life, rapist. Apples are somehow racist.
Yeah.
And then dwarves, that's like small.
Oh, that's right.
Small person.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage said that because they're making a live action version of Snow White, and he's like, "Hey, I thought we were past having midgets in caves or whatever his line was," and it was like, "Holy shit!" Dude.
Give me any topic or theme or anything, and I can find a problem with it right now. Do you want to do a lightning round?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy to find a problem with fucking anything.
There's an old movie I love with
like
Eddie
water.
Murphy.
Oh, fucking a lot of underserved communities, black and minority communities, don't have access to clean drinking water, and you're just gonna sit there and drink your clean drinking water? Like, what? The fuck did you just say?
Check your privilege, Dan.
Yeah, check your fucking privilege.
I'm fucking thirsty, so jog on with that bullshit.
There was one of my favorite movies that Eddie Murphy ever did was a movie called Boomerang, and it was him, Martin Lawrence, and David Allen Greer. And Martin Lawrence's character in that, he's the one that's always finding racism and everything. And they're playing a game of pool, and he's just like, yeah, you notice how the white ball and the black ball is left, and the white ball's got to hit the black ball in? That's what this is.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we're doing in today's society with every fucking thing.
We parodied it for a long time, from like the 80s until Portlandia, basically. We parodied this type of behavior, and now it's just like, if you don't act that way, if you don't own a lesbian bookstore, then, we'll burn your building down, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's give them the bookstores.
Who?
Lesbians.
Look, nobody goes to bookstores anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a good place for cats to live, I guess, which is also good for them.
Sounds like synergy to me.
It is, yeah. I miss bookstores, though. Like, if I'm in town where there is bookstores, I don't know where they're... I haven't seen one in Austin, to be honest.
I go sign a lot of the books.
Fake signatures?
Yeah.
That's great for the...
Yeah,
for
especially
the
like if I see a Bible or something. Jesus H.
Christ. Yeah. First edition.
Yeah. And then I'll put a little quote there, like, may you never smell unpleasant smells or something like that. I'm not putting graffiti in Bibles, by the way.
Obviously.
Just so everybody knows.
Obviously.
That's not real.
Although I am stealing that for the next hotel I go into.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Bibles are still in hotels?
Yeah, the Gideons don't fuck around, dude.
Yeah, the last hotel I stayed in, I opened it up, was looking for something to like a bag to put my dirty clothes in. There was a fucking Bible in there.
Yeah, how much money do you think they generated from that? The Gideons are like the original righteous gemstones. They predate any of these fucking televangelists that exist now.
Yeah.
They really did a number on us.
Yeah.
So big they're in a Beatles song.
Yeah.
That's true. It's true. Ossifer Daniels, we have some sponsors here. Ossifer, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
If you don't mind, ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Best in the biz, finest mattress in the land. 30% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros of everything in the entire store. So you can load up the cart. If you want the adjustable base or just the pillows, the sheets, or whatever, put it all in the fucking cart and get 30% off with the promo code Drinkin' Bros. 40% off the bundle package. That's the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. We had the president of Ghost Bed on the show the other day. Dude, that show was like top 100 in the charts too. People dug it, man. I didn't know that whole crazy story with the ladders and everything.
Yeah. Werner.
Yeah. I went home and checked my ladder too, and I was like, holy shit. Fucking Werner, dude.
Send him a picture of it.
I know, I should. He's probably tired of it now.
Yeah.
90% of ladders in America, 90% of mattresses in America should be Ghost Bed, though. Right now, you can get your Ghost Bed today with a 60-month pay-as-you-go program at no interest on that, and it's a wonderful deal if you have decent credits. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros today. Next up, who do we got, D'Anthony? Who do we got today?
What day is it?
What day is it? 420. That's how high everybody is here.
Diet smoke.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how they booked out Diet Smoke on today.
Well, obviously.
It's perfect. So you were talking about sleep earlier. I take one of these before I go to bed every night. That's what I use weed for. I can't work on it. I can barely talk anyways in real life, let alone if I was smoking weed. I'd just be sitting here on the microphone going, oh, dude, I'm so high. Dude, I'm so fucking high.
That's what white people do when they get fucked up. They talk up. They go through a list of all the things they did to get fucked up, over and over.
I'm here for that
2
content.
bong hits, fucking smoked
I'm not.
a big bag of crack cocaine. baby blood, whatever else. I don't know what people do.
I love Joe Rogan, but I think one of the worst shows he ever did was that Post Malone show where they both did mushrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, when they started talking about how big spiders were and shit, I was like, dude, I can't.
It's
can't do this.
unwatchable.
It's unwatchable.
Yeah.
But diet smoke. So this is what I take every single night. Mr. Daniels is the diet smoke. It's 10 milligrams. I don't know about you. Do you take edibles or do you smoke weed?
Both.
Both. Okay.
So they're both 10 milligram, but it's all indica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. So with this is the only. So I only take 10 milligrams. I'm a lightweight with this shit. Giorgio takes about 450 to the face every day.
Jeez.
50 milligrams. Yeah, he does not fuck
cow.
around. But with that, this is the only edible I've ever had that's like the perfect medium high where it's like, all right, great. I'm not blotto out of my fucking mind, but I'm also not looking to take more. Perfect high helps me go to sleep. I have this every night. I bought like 8 jars from them, and I don't know if they know, but I use my promo code.
You want your brain to calm down enough that you can relax and go to sleep, but not get so wild into it that you're thinking about weird shit.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Because once you start thinking about the weird shit, that's when the night demons come.
Which is why you want that indica, like Officer Daniels said. It keeps you in the couch.
Correct.
Yeah,
Indica.
I've only been knocked out by weed a couple of times. And it was from usage, not necessarily from strain. But yeah, indica does help.
It does.
And this stuff is made primarily for relaxation and sleep.
It's just right. THC, real THC in it. So if you're out there and you're taking a drug test, it's probably not for you because there is real THC in this. 10 milligrams a pop. They got 2 flavors, watermelon and blue raspberry. This is like the easiest read in the world for me because I take this shit every night. But 10 milligrams, the perfect high. I've never had a different high on this shit. Therefore, I ordered like 80 jars to my house. So all you got to do, and they get a money-back guarantee for it too. So what you got to do is go to dietsmoke.com, use the promo code Drinkin Bros. You'll get 20% off all their Delta 8 THC gummies. Go to dietsmoke.com, promo code Drinkin Bros to get 20% off. They're usually always running some other deals. I order this shit a lot. So it's like they're usually running some other deals like 3 for the price of 2. The promo code is still great with those, and you can even knock it down even further. And they put like 30 in a jar. So I think I got 3 jars last time for like $80. So that was 90 gummies. And I got them just stacked to the ceiling of my house. Go to dietsmoke.com, promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off your Diet Smoke THC gummies. Last but not least, hardafseltzer.com. Have a couple of these, take a gummy, and then relax. Enjoy your life. Still got the OG flavors out there. Peach, lemon lime, strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry as well. Working on some new flavors as we speak. Those will be out this summer. In the meantime, get these while you can. 8%, no carbs, no sugars, but all the goddamn fun. A lot of people posting blackout videos on our social medias, and we love it. We love it because we black out on it too. I don't know. What's the record? Do you know?
I don't know. I've got to be close.
Have to be, right?
Maybe Greg over there because he got shut down at the launch party before the
game. Oh,
did
did you?
Before the game even started. So,
is there a camera on Greg over there? No. Okay. That'd be fun, dude. We went hard that day. We went real hard. Mm-hmm. I think 9 is my record, and that I don't remember the rest of it. It was at that show, by the way. It was at that Super Bowl show. Holy shit, dude. 9, I remember somebody took a photo of me watching the halftime show. Couldn't tell you what that was all about. I had to rewatch it the next day to figure it out. Go to hardafseltzer.com. We ship to 42 states. And you're getting a full case, by the way. It's 24 cans. So that's enough to get the fucking party started and also end it. And you're welcome for that. You're welcome. You said your sister or your brother has Down syndrome?
My sister.
Older sister.
Heather.
Older sister.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you questions. We did an RPR episode a while back about this. Have you seen the Victoria's Secret model with Down syndrome?
Yeah. Yes.
How do you feel about that personally?
Yeah, just for context, most people don't have any kind of close relationship with somebody
Correct.
that has Down syndrome, so they don't know how much agency a person might have, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's a good conversation to have. People just get weird about it.
Yep. I was personally very ecstatic about it. I thought it was great, but I do understand the hesitation on it, that some people who maybe don't have the the connection with somebody with Down syndrome,
Right.
and then feeling like, she's in a bathing suit, and is this appropriate for me to look at? I get it, but I think it's a pretty cool step forward for something that some countries try and eradicate.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
yeah. I mean, I feel like the part that makes people uncomfortable is the question: is this woman being taken advantage of in some way? Right.
And full disclosure here, on the episode that I chatted about it on, I wasn't amped about it because it did not appear to me that she could make these decisions for herself. But obviously, you have a way closer connection than I do. I have a cousin with Down syndrome, but you were personally with somebody with Down syndrome every single day. So you were happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, could there be some motive in the background from family members? Possibly, but I do know, like, my sister will be out to eat somewhere, and I might get recognized, and they'll know my sister because I, put her up on the internet a lot, and I give her the choice if she wants to take a picture with the fans or not, and it's same with Nate. They are very independent, and if you don't want to force them to do anything they don't want to do, and they're pretty vocal about not being comfortable with something. So,
Okay,
I would say that's probably the most for them for the most part, unless they're nonverbal or something.
Yeah.
But she seemed pretty high functioning, so I never questioned much about it. I thought it was great that they were putting Down syndrome in the face of a lot of people.
So would you say, I don't know how much experience you have with autism. I'm very high functioning, especially now after years of treatment shit, but there's a pretty wide range of that, right? Like there's a very large subset of people who have no social skills whatsoever. Like even like just basic eye contact and communicating and communicating verbally or non-verbally can't do it. So is it the same with Down syndrome? There's people that are, I mean, clearly there's going to be degrees, but is it like a spectrum like that?
Yes. And I can't give you the technical terms off the top of my head, but anybody that's has mosaic Down syndrome, those are the highest functioning. And basically it's just mostly facial features, but everything else is pretty normal.
Right.
So, and then you have your ones that are very severe and they can't communicate. They, need a lot of attention.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly, it seems weird that we're still so weird about this, and that people still have. I wouldn't call it prejudices; it's just ignorance towards that situation. Because, and this is goofy to bring it up. We talked about it before when this first came out. But Corky from Life Goes On, being an actor is not easy. You have to remember all your fucking lines and shit, and they're not building an entire show around you if you can't do that. He's like one of the most famous people with Down syndrome ever, probably, and was clearly able to do that, but we have this perception that those people just can't handle anything.
Well,
you know what I mean?
for me personally, like why I brought her up on that other show was I wanted to make sure they could make their own decisions and be fine with being sexualized and all that other stuff. Because Victoria's Secret in particular, I mean, times have changed now, obviously, with internet porn and everything else.
They've got a pretty long track record of taking advantage of women, though.
Right.
Like big time.
And so you never know. And that's why I wanted to ask you personally about it, because I had chatted about it on another show, and I just wasn't sure. I even made Bob pull up interviews of her to see how she spoke and was answering questions. Most of them were simple one-word answers, and I was like, man, I don't know, and I can't tell if that person's able to make their own decisions and is cool with being sexualized or being viewed in the way that they're being viewed. I think you mentioned it earlier with your social media in particular, because you do post about her a lot. I'm sure people come up to you in public and ask for photos and all that stuff. Has she ever said no?
Yes. Most of the times, yeah, she says no.
And
she doesn't really understand what's going on. Like, she doesn't have a concept of social media and that there's millions of people following me and know who she is or anything. So she just thinks it's a person that she doesn't know that wants to take a picture with her, So I will say this, back on her interviews with kind of the simple yes or no answers that you were discussing. So Nate, if you've seen Nate is very articulate and very funny and very off the cuff. But when you get him in front of like a camera and have somebody interviewing him, they are also one-word answers. He just kind of clams up a little bit and it's just yes, no. But if you get him just hanging out and we're having fun and you put the camera in his face and he's being silly, super articulate, and you can tell he's very independent. So it's hard to base off those interviews that she did to say whether she's, somebody that's incapable of making decisions on her own or not.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's nice to ask somebody who's in the know about it on a day-to-day basis. Now we can get to the hard-hitting shit. Snickers, my God, man. The woke mob was coming after Snickers bars. They wanted the veins removed.
Oh, I thought because of the hard R.
What?
At the end.
Yeah. Well, Snickers is only a matter of time, obviously. They wanted the vein removed. Snickers has responded by saying, good news, contrary to what's trending on Twitter, the veins remain in the Snickers bars. So I like that. I like that they had to respond to that.
What was
people were so pissed off.
They thought it was like a wiener or something?
Yeah, have you seen Bob, can you pull up a picture of a Snickers bar? It's veiny like a dick. And you don't really think about it that much unless you're a hardcore Snickers fan. I'm in that camp as well. Like Halloween wise, when I dumped out the bag, that was one of the first ones I was going for.
Like anything that's shaped in any way like a phallus, I'm gonna pretend it's a dick. Right?
Well, so what happened? So you see the lines in this?
That's not no dick looks like that.
There's veins in it, dude. It's the veins on the top. Dude.
No, I'm talking about the veins on top. That's not a vein. It's like folds. Those are folds.
Right, but they've forever been called the dick veins.
It
looks like the top of like a meringue or something like that.
No, that's a dick vein right there.
No, that does not look like any dick and vein in any dick.
That would have some artery damage, some issues, some cloggage if that was a dick vein.
Not really.
He's been shooting up in his dick,
dude.
No, he's been shooting up in his dick. By the way, the fun size ones, are they more like Asian colored or how's that work?
No, those are half the size of this. That one got Daniels. That one got Officer Daniels. He's gone.
He's good.
What's the picture on the right? Are we allowed to?
No, don't show that one.
No.
So
Those
here's
are
a
just
veiny
dicks.
penis.
Okay. Yeah, this is exactly what it looks like.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
Dan, you're in the minority in this one. There's
I
a
can't
whole
tell the difference. It looks
debate.
like a Snickers bar.
Okay, cool. Then you need to go.
Which one do I bite into?
Oh God.
Oh, shit.
This is worse. Rob yesterday saying a front nub.
Front tail.
Front tail. Front tail is
Okay, well,
it's a penis.
Yeah, you're looking at a black dick right there.
I think this is a Snickers.
Nope, that's a black dick.
I can't
black
tell.
penis.
Are we
That
sure?
is that is
that is a
giant-
black man's penis.
This
right
seems
there.
like a
giant.
Patreon game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
that's
got
a
a black man on the
that's
show.
Snickers.
How veiny is yours? Is it veiny like that, like a
Yeah,
Snickers
get
bar?
your dick out, guy. Come on.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see that hog.
Yeah.
Well, he said we'll do a Patreon show on it. Could you imagine if we just held up a Snickers bar through the entire interview next to his dick and we just did a serious show about it? And then we just asked people,
Well, you have a close-up camera on that, and you put it picture-in-picture over our shoulder. That's how you do that.
That was glossy.
I like that Snickers actually had to respond. That's how big this is.
I think they should make it look more like a dick.
But they said, in all caps, it says, Bob, pull up their Snickers account on Twitter. In all caps, they say, the veins remain with an exclamation mark.
Yeah, delete
and
all
I
these
love
pictures of the
an
cocks
exclamation
first
mark.
before you start switching shit
You can leave
over.
the cocks up.
No.
I'm fine. The only thing what was the thing that got me the other day where I was like, take that off the fucking screen. I can't stare at that.
It was the fucking tail.
Oh, that's right.
Vestigial tail.
Oh, damn it.
So here's the
Yeah, you can
Snickers
pop it up.
suite.
You can pop it up on screen. There you go. Good news. Contrary to what's trending on Twitter, the veins remain.
That looks more like a neuron than it does a fucking
Nope.
vein.
Looks like a
or
black
an
man's
artery.
penis.
No, honestly, it looks like a medical diagram of a penis.
Yeah,
with like
it
all
does.
the insides
It
of
does.
everything. Yeah.
I hope the inside of my penis looks like a
Well,
Snickers
look,
bar.
the insides of our penis have some nut in it, and there's some nut there. So
No caramel or nougat though, so far as I can tell. Not unless you've added it after the fact, obviously.
Yeah. I just know I got hungry and horny at the same time.
Yeah.
This is really weird.
Well, that's not that
Really
weird,
weird.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Based on some of the content I've seen you create, I don't think it's that weird.
But have you? Yeah, exactly. But have you ever fucked somebody and you were like, man, I could go for a Snickers?
Not going anywhere for
Not
a while?
going anywhere for a while? Yeah. Right after you take some Roman,
Yeah.
get all hopped up on it.
They need to be paying us for this. This is gold.
I'm 100% convinced that we could convince people that this is a picture of a Snickers.
Maybe that one's a little bit closer, but that looks like the dude has been taking a lot of nitric oxide. He's got a good pump on.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, this should have been a Patreon show today. That dick is special right there. That looks like a fucking real metal helmet, like an old school World War II helmet on that thing.
Yeah.
Man, and that's the proper way to take a big pic too. You got to hold it way down at the base. Really let it stretch like that.
Yeah, and then put like a picture of the Twin Towers in the background for force perspective.
Yeah.
Right. If I could correct this a little
before
bit.
they fell.
Obviously. And then you say never forget.
I would say have a plane just bouncing off of that.
Throw a model airplane into the dick.
Yeah, like it got through the other two, but not that one.
Next time we're building our towers out of big black dicks. We're getting canceled.
It's fun. It's a matter of moments until this episode.
That's a Sobe water bottle.
It's a fucking huge dick. I wish you could see this.
You could definitely drink it.
This is why you got to come in studio here, because you're missing all the great.
If he was a
dick
pro,
pics
though,
today.
he would have framed that thumb out.
It's true.
A little composition.
Crop that
action.
out.
Yeah, make it look even bigger.
Yeah. You got to crop that out.
Oh man.
Giorgio, you spend a lot of time taking dick pics, right?
I have learned.
Yeah.
You should teach a
it's
class. Teach a class at the Learning Annex on how
You
to
How to take a
should.
good dick pic
Yeah. Where do you start? Giorgio?
with a wide angle lens.
Not a fisheye? You don't go with the fisheye?
Because then they know, because they'll see the distortion around the outside.
that's
Rectilinear, wide angle lens, up close, tilted down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Brett
lighting.
Favre could take this class.
Yeah. He
Oh,
should.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, that was the worst dick pic ever, wasn't it?
Fucked up.
He fucked up. And that's, I mean, you don't even think about how great he was the night his dad died and he threw 4 touchdowns in the first half. You think about that dick pic still with Brett Favre.
Well, that's because you've got it framed in your house. That's not like That's not Brett Favre's fault.
No, it's not, but
kinda-
it was big in my life.
I take
did that to
20
yourself.
drinking bros, befores and afters.
Okay.
We do like a weekend camping
This
trip.
is like it's like a makeover for dick pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can put that on nowhere. So this is pointless.
Straight eye for the queer guy.
Speaking
we just
of-
changed the words around.
I feel like Manscaped might sponsor it.
They might. Can I? They're not listening to the show, but I'll tell you this: we're shopping that scripted show right now, and Roman was the first sponsor, obviously, and they go, "Hey, that's Ross, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "We're in." You know, we use his ad reads, and that's the copy we rewrite is because of those fucking ad reads with the dicks. And I was like, "Motherfucker, let's go! I'll teach a dick ad read to people."
Everything I've learned about dicks is from you.
You're welcome.
That's not true.
You're welcome. No, I think it is.
You were in jail for some amount of time,
Were you?
even if it was just a weekend.
That was 8 days total.
Yeah, you learned something about wieners.
What
there.
was it? What'd you do? What was the 8 days? Weed?
Yeah, weed.
Weed.
Well,
Okay.
weed, and then one time I was drinking while on probation.
Drinking while on probation. Okay.
Do you know how stupid you have to be to get caught with that? Like you have to. It's like John Jones with the cocaine. That it doesn't show that John Jones was addicted to cocaine or did cocaine. It shows that he can't go 3 days without doing cocaine.
Who?
John Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you get busted with coke in your system, you're either like a heavy regular user or you did it like yesterday.
Right.
Well, I did drink the night before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Super Bowl.
Fair enough. Yeah, you should get an exemption for that.
Yeah. I also should have known that they probably would have tested everyone right after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, and the day after the Super Bowl should be a fucking holiday anyways. Like everybody's watching it. When you have 112 million people watching the same thing, the next day should be off.
I agree. You should write a letter to the Columbia, Missouri court system. Let them know that, you know.
I'm not doing that. Speaking of making content, have you been doing much of that lately?
Here and there. Man, this shirt company's just been taking up so much of my time, man.
Really?
It's been crazy. Yeah, we did $1 million in sales our first 6 months. It's been
Wow.
Holy shit, really?
That's great.
yeah. It's
What's
been
the name of the
absolutely-
website? We'll pull it up on screen right now.
21pineapples.com.
21 Pineapples. Pull it up, 21pineapples.com.
Like
So is it
21.
real Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah. Yep. The issue is just the supply. We're
Oh yeah.
we got a lot of things in the works, but it's just taken a lot longer to get these Hawaiian shirts than we anticipated. So we do a lot of T-shirts just to stay in business, but people love supporting us, and the news has been calling left and right. I've had news anchors and cameras in my house to interview me about this stuff. It's been absolutely insane.
These are dope, dude. Yeah, pop that one open with the pina colada. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, see, he goes down to the lake. Everybody thinks he's a swinger because of those pineapples.
Look at that.
I just
dude.
want, just so you know.
Just so you know, pineapples is for swinging, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it upside
Well,
down?
It's upside down.
Yeah.
pineapples.
Upside down if you're ready to fuck.
Yeah.
So funny story. We actually, when we started talking about this idea and we came up with the name, I knew this was going to be a thing where people talked about swingers. So I used it to the advantage of the company, and I started making subtle hints. And I bought an Amazon shirt that had an upside down pineapple on the pocket. And I just took a picture and posted it on Facebook, said, hey, just checking in. Didn't mention anything about the shirt. This is before we launched.
Yeah.
So there was so much speculation. Like, why is he wearing that pineapple shirt upside down? You know, you trying to tell us something? Is there subliminal message in this picture? And then I just kept posting little things about pineapples. So when I finally came out and said why I was posting about pineapples, we had 100,000 site visits the day we launched because I announced why I was posting all these pineapple stuff. So people were like engaged. And so I was really proud of myself. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out or not. And it worked out perfectly, kind of just bringing a little buzz to what I was doing. So
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. And the shirts look dope as shit. Like super high quality. Where are you getting them out of? Who's making them for you?
So we partnered with a company out of Florida who does Hawaiian shirts for Disney, ironically. They have like Disney theme, not for Disney, but they have like Disney theme, like
Don't say gay. Don't say gay. Don't say fucking gay. Don't say fucking gay. Don't say gay.
And I just happen to know an artist who drew for the shirts. And I'm like, hey, this is what we're wanting to do. And I have no idea where to fucking go. Like, everybody's telling me I got to talk to China, and I don't know how to fucking talk to China. So we linked up with this company, and they've been doing all the work for us. And then we get them shipped. Our fulfillment center is actually in North Carolina, but it's been a fun little process. I've learned a lot, and it's been great. Back on the subject about people just kind of being taboo about Down syndrome.
Yeah.
When we launched, I was very clear that this was a company. It wasn't a nonprofit. This was a for-profit company, and Nate is the boss. And this is to, hopefully put him in a place where he can 10 years from now, when his parents are older and he's got some money. And there's a lot of red tape with kids in Down syndrome having money. If they have more than $2,500 in the bank, the government will take it.
What? Like a conservatorship, but the state is in charge?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
A lot of issues. And then Nate gets $600 a month from his disability, but his parents have to charge him $600 a month for rent so that he can keep it, or else the government will take it back. Because if it starts piling up in the bank, they'll just come take it back.
But he can put it in a trust or something, right? Like under an LLC or some shit like that?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much red tape, and it's a long, convoluted story. But so when we started this company, we certainly want to bring awareness to Down syndrome. That's a goal of ours. And we want to help support grassroots organizations that are doing great things and stuff like that, Special Olympics as well. But there were people that were upset that Nate was making money off this. They think he should donate all this money that he's making to Down syndrome organizations, and he shouldn't be making any money. That's the only way they would support it.
Are you fucking kidding?
I'm not kidding. You better be donating at least 90% of your income.
So the premise there is he's not suffered quite enough yet.
Yeah, not enough yet. It's not enough to
Cool.
be born with Down syndrome, but we're also going to need you to give
us all the
your
fruits of
money.
your labor.
Yep, work
Yeah.
as hard as you can, and then just
fuck
give
off.
that away.
Yep, 100%. So,
Well, you know what they should do is come after all the charities in America who, on average, give about 2% of their bottom line to the actual charity.
Yeah,
charitable
exactly.
function.
right.
Exactly.
And those are nonprofits,
Yeah.
and not a for-profit business.
Yeah, like fuck off, man. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy. And then what happens when they get older? You said the government steps in and decides what they can do with the money. Explain that to the audience, because most of us, myself included, I have not heard that.
So my sister is about 8 years older than me. So growing up, I didn't know a lot about this. Like it was normal for me to have a sister like that. I didn't really understand much about it. And it was just normal because it was how I was brought up, right? And then when I got into middle school, then I started realizing that things were, my sister was different. But as I wasn't previewed to like the struggles with my sister and like money and all that stuff. So it wasn't until I met Nate and his mom and we had to start trying to figure out this business and making Nate the boss that we would, how we would do it without the state coming in and taking money from Nate. So I don't even quite understand what all it entails. There's a Chick-fil-A owner out in Texas, I think close to you guys, actually. I'll have to double check. And it's a Chick-fil-A that's inside of a medical center, and the owner's daughter has Down syndrome. And I've got to hang out with them, and super great family. And she works as one of the registers at the Chick-fil-A. And it's so cool. They'll have like multiple registers open, but everybody goes to Jenna Lee. They'll stand in her line. They want to be served by Jenna Lee. So obviously she makes an income. And so I started talking to her dad about this, and he's like, yeah, we were on Social Security doing the $600 a month. And he's like, this is ridiculous. So he told the government, I went off this program. I'm like, you can't get off of it. He's like, why? He's like, well, you already started. He's like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. This is ridiculous. She has an income that, you know, and he's like, well, you got to pay us back all the money that we sent you. He's like, oh, tell me what number, because I don't want any part of this anymore.
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous. So he wrote a
basically,
check.
Basically, they're holding this woman hostage, or
Pretty
holding
much,
her
yeah.
future. Like the state is holding her future hostage.
Now, is this a state-by-state case, or is this the federal government?
Federal.
Fucking
Well,
A,
as
dude.
we all know, fuck the federal government.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
right in their fat fucking asses.
Yep.
It's
That's
Daniel.
wild.
Daniel J.
I'd
Holloway,
never heard that.
Esquire.
Yep. And the state will take custody of them if something happens to their parents.
So do you have to go through the process as your parents get older of becoming the official caretaker and shit? For your
Yeah, will you
sister?
end up adopting her at some point then?
Well, not
Well-
adopting, but
Well, no, I
I
mean,
mean-
in certain cases,
you just become
I-
the legal guardian of someone like that. Yeah.
I don't know how it'll play out. I mean, I hope my sister lives to see 100 years old, but, you know, given their lifespan, typically they pass away before their parents do. So,
okay. Shit.
Well, hopefully not. What's his name? The guy that played Corky, he's still alive. He's in his mid-50s now.
He lives in Delco.
Yeah, being wealthy helps, right?
yeah.
Yeah, which is why aren't more people starting businesses like the one you're involved with right now?
I don't know, man. I just, there's a great company called John's Crazy Socks. He's out of New York, and he has Down syndrome. And, you know, on World Down Syndrome Day, it's you clash socks, wear mismatching socks to show your support for Down syndrome. So he started a sock company, and they do amazing. I mean, there's a lot of social media influencers who are, you know, have special abilities that we like to say, and they're starting to make their companies, you know, put in the forefront just because of social media. But I don't know why. I wish I could tell you why. I don't know why.
Well, it's probably because there's not a whole lot of people like you who have grown up around it and such, and as such, you're comfortable knowing that you're not taking advantage of somebody. Like you understand the relationship between yourself and your sister better than
Yeah.
like there's no way for me to understand that.
Right.
Or tell the difference between somebody that's I mean, there's obvious signs of how high functioning somebody is, but like whether they have like a legit agency and the ability to make complex decisions and stuff, somebody like me is not going to be able to know that. And I think people are fucking, especially with that one, are super concerned about the appearance of them taking advantage of somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Yep.
Or if they got hurt or injured on the job, you know, then you're kind of worried about lawsuits or pinning it on them. There's a great coffee shop in Wilmington, North Carolina we used to go to, Biddy and Bo's.
Biddy and Bo's.
Yeah, you know it. Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah. They employ a lot of people with Down syndrome, and they're always on the news and everything all the time. I think what you're doing is amazing because if you create a business and put the power in their own hands, then it takes less power away from the government.
Right. Exactly. So they just announced 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, they're putting up Biddy and Bo's up here in Boulder, Colorado. So I'm excited about that. And I actually have been looking into owning a franchise. So I'd love to do that.
How many of those are
alongside
there?
this.
That's great. I only knew of the one in Wilmington, and it was super famous. And like, everybody would go out of their way to get coffee from there,
Yep.
as opposed to a Starbucks or something like
Damn,
that.
they've got a bunch.
Tons.
There's one here in Austin, actually.
Yep.
They have Birmingham and Auburn, Alabama, D.C., Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Athens, Savannah, Georgia, and
They're expanding rapidly.
They've got Winston-Salem and Charlotte, in addition to Wilmington, 2 in South Carolina, and 1 in Pittsburgh, and 1 in Bethlehem, 1 in Nashville, and then San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Austin, and Waco.
Yep.
That's a lot more than I remember.
Yeah, well, I mean,
24 locations.
Most
now.
of these locations opened after we were living in Wilmington.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think Good Morning America came down and did a story, or the Today Show, one of the two, that really helped them explode. But it was fantastic, and everybody in that town went out of their way to go to Biddy and Bo. So that's really cool that there's one coming to Colorado up by you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to be at the grand opening for sure.
You ever thought about Shark Tank by any chance?
I cannot talk about it, if that tells you anything.
Whoa, really? Did I? Yeah, I fucking guessed it, huh?
Yeah. But what?
Sure. I won't
Yeah.
say any more than that. I will be shutting my mouth now, the dumb host. Spoiling secrets. Sorry.
It's all right.
We're live too, or else I'd fucking cut that out. But
It's all right.
that would be really nice. Really, really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. For sure. But
we'll
we
see
all
what-
have dreams in this world, and we're not going to give those dreams away.
That's right.
But that's fantastic. Look, now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. It's been a while since you've been on the show. Who would you like to give the Drinkin' Bro of the Week to?
Somebody who recently passed away. That was my high school football coach. So his name was Bob Bozade, and he was a very intricate part of my life for the 4 years of my high school career. He really instilled a lot of, it was very military style with his coaching. So a lot of screaming and, in your face. But I look back, and there were times I had opportunities to fuck up in high school, and I didn't because I thought of him. So he definitely had a huge impact on my life, and very torn up that he had passed away recently. And so this is my homage to him. So thank you, Mr. Bozade, for your influence in my life.
That's awesome. What'd you play in football? What position?
I was left tackle.
Oh, no shit. Were you a lot bigger or something?
No, I was tiny, and not tiny in high school, but I was fit in high school, and I just was good at that position, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't a big guy at all.
Usually it's the big boys that are down
Yeah.
there in the
Yeah.
trenches. And that's not you.
Nope.
How'd you do? Were you guys any good?
My high school team sucked, but we had a lot of fun, and a lot of committed guys, and we were in the weight room, and our coach was definitely a multi-sport athlete type coach, so he made us do track and field or some other sport along with it, just to keep us in shape, and really encourage us to play baseball or track, whatever you have it outside of football. So
That's cool. Do you still follow football today? Any NFL or college or anything?
kind of just all the politics. I'll watch college ball more than I watch NFL now. So
I get it.
See you, baby.
Yeah, no, I understand. Debo Samuel asked for a trade today, by the way.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Yeah, he will. That'll be that. The draft could be fun with all the trades if they actually go down.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
At Colorado University, they've got a football team, sort of.
No.
Wait, didn't Rashawn
they
Salam
don't.
go there? It was
did.
their,
That was like in the
their
90s though, right?
Their last big guy was Rashawn Salam.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. What?
I don't think Colorado's returning to glory anytime soon.
2016.
I don't think so either.
Never forget.
So what happened in 2016?
Made the Pac-12 championship.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's how much I forgot.
I was at that game.
The Pac-12 is not a real football
It's not a conference, yeah.
and everybody knows.
Who did they play and did they win?
They lost to Washington, who made the playoff.
Really? 2016?
Yeah.
Who then got murdered by Alabama.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not even talking about the best Colorado Buffalo.
Who do we got?
Cordell
Cordell
Stewart.
Stewart, yeah.
Shit.
His head looked so much like a shoebox on its side that I couldn't take him seriously. Like, I respected his athletic ability, but his head, literally, it just looked like a tall shoebox. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Slash.
And then somehow, I was always, this is weird that you even brought that up, but I'm not kidding about this. I always thought they should have made like a square helmet for him.
Yeah.
To fit his head shape. Or I thought maybe the inside part was, because every time he would take his helmet off, it's literally, and it didn't help that he had the fucking high fade, kind of flat top look for a long time. It made it more, he looks like fucking Gumby. It was very upsetting to me as a child.
Yeah. Well,
I did not like it.
you'd have to bring up a picture of Cordell. I don't remember his head. Do you got one, Bob? You got a picture of Cordell? So we can't just leave the audience hanging on something like that. We got to know if he's got a square head.
He's got a square head, yeah.
I think the way you see shapes is different.
Maybe.
Because
No,
the
look at-
Snickers
look at
bar is
this.
a penis. Let's see it.
Look at this dude's head.
Pop it up.
Look at that.
Looks like a normal head.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
What's wrong with it?
What do you mean, what's wrong with it? Look at a picture of him with his mouth closed.
Okay.
He's got like 6 feet of forehead there.
Let's see that. Well,
Yeah, look at that.
all right. I'll give it to you.
It looks like somebody
I'll give
put
it
a
to you.
Kleenex box on top of his
Yeah,
jaw.
I'll give it to you.
You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, Officer Daniels is going to get canceled if he stays on here any longer.
Yeah, it's true.
He's like, bro, I'm on Shark Tank. Get me the fuck off of this goddamn thing. We appreciate you being here. It's always fun to have you. Best of luck with 21 Pineapples. Tell everybody
Thank you
where
so
they can find you.
So 21pineapples.com, obviously, and 21 Pineapples on all social media. And then Officer Daniels, all one word on every platform.
Awesome. We appreciate you being here today. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros podcast. Good night, everyone.